get on this computer. All right. Have to click OK here. Hello, hello, and welcome. It is a hot one today, that's for sure. I'm going to do 3 recipes with you tonight. Apparently, I use my chopper a lot, so I couldn't do all the ones I wanted to just because I really only have one of each size. But we're gonna make do with what we have. So to start, I'm going to do, if you can just mute yourself, please, and thank you. We're going to start with a zucchini salad. So I hope everyone has a spiralizer, and if you don't, I will show you. So it literally just fits on the same base that you have for your cheese grater. So it just slides off. So this piece just connects to the handle like you would with your grater, and it slides in. Then I picked a rather large spiral. Mine are 3 different colors, just so you can see which size that you want to do your noodles in. And it just pops into the end quite easily. And then this just slides on your base like normal. And then you're going to lock it to your counter. I'm going to put it back as far as I can, so hopefully you can see it. So I have a piece of zucchini here. I'm just going to pop it on the blade on the end there. I'm going to lock this in place. And you literally, I'm going to put my bowl underneath, hopefully you can see. And then you just turn till you get to the blades. I could have put it a little further down, actually, to start. Let's see. I hope you can see. It's kind of blurry there. Ay, ay, ay. I'm just gonna make it for a second. Oh, mine is just, maybe I used too small a piece. Ay, ay, ay. You can tell I haven't used it for a while. It's gonna give you some noodles. These ones are, show you in a second. So if I would have used a longer piece of zucchini, your noodles would get longer. Hopefully you can see there, I'm dropping some everywhere. I also want to show you the handheld spiralizer. So again, just you just pop it on the end there, and you will get shorter noodles if you hold it up like this. If you put it right on your counter or right in your bowl, you will get longer noodles with it. So I just wanted to show you that. I'm going to finish it in a big one. I just wanted to show you that there was a couple options. There. Lock it. Now it's giving me some really nice long noodles, if you can see there. Sorry, I really should have done. There we go. Getting some nice, I don't know why I have a blurred background. We have some really nice long noodles there, which is fabulous. Love that. So I'm gonna move this aside, and we're gonna make a little dressing. We're gonna add, I just did like a quarter of a recipe for this one, but I am gonna make the full amount for the dressing. And then, so you have your tomatoes. So again, just measure with your heart. I mean, seriously, however many tomatoes you want, put them in there. So I'm gonna throw those in there. Just gonna clean up my mess. We are going to use the shaker. So I wanted to show you. So right here where the name is, if you can line up either the front or the back of the top there, then it's not going to leak when you shake it. That was a tip I learned just recently from Natalie. So it takes, for the dressing, we're going to do a quarter of a cup. And what I like is that it has the measurements this way, right on the container. So we're going to do a quarter of a cup of each grapeseed oil, olive oil, and red wine vinegar. My husband is gonna love this because he is a salad guy. He loves salads. So there's a quarter in there. We're gonna do the red wine vinegar. And then that way tomorrow I can make him another fresh salad that he can take in his lunch, and EVOO. Okay, now, then we're also gonna use our garlic press. I hope you all have one of these because they're absolutely amazing. So I've already peeled mine and I'm just gonna pop it in there. And then you give it a squeeze. Look at that. Oh my gosh, look how fast that was. Then I'm just gonna take the back of a knife and just drop it in there. Love, love, love that. I don't know what I would do without garlic press. And then we're just taking a quarter of a teaspoon of sugar. This is my little Tupperware sugar container. And then of course it's just salt and pepper to taste. And we have just the grinders right now in our house. So sorry, they're not Tupperware. But I'm just gonna put a couple grinds of each in there, and then we're gonna shake it up. And then we're going to add it to, all right, so we want to line it up if I can here. So there, see how my spout is lined up with the Tupperware name? Can you see it there? And it's down, so I shouldn't have any mess when you shake. If you've ever had that happen, that might be why, because it's not lined up. And then we're literally just going to pour it and toss it. So I'm only going to use a bit because, like I said, sorry, trying to get this camera. I only have so much space on my island here. Give it a little toss. And of course you can add more salt, pepper, whatever. The recipe also said you could add corn. I don't feel like he would like that. So anyways, there's nice zucchini zoodle salad with homemade dressing. And so he can have some of this when he gets home from work soon, and take some in his lunch tomorrow. And I still have some left, which is great. I can just throw this right in the fridge or put it in another container. That's why I love the shakers. All right, I'm gonna put this aside, and we're gonna make a salsa, a fruit salsa. All right, so this is a favorite, and we actually made this when we had our bingo night. Super fun. So I have my strawberries. I did quickly wash them and just cut them, and I threw them back in my fridge smart. I have my cucumber that I already prepped, so I peeled it, and then I just ran a spoon down to get the seeds out. So we're going to get our chopper, and I have my blade in there. So just cut this in half. We're going to put our cucumbers in first.
It's on Tubi or something, right?
You can just mute yourself. That would be great. Thank you. All right, so we're going to give it a couple chops with the cucumber in there because it's a little firmer than the strawberries. So do that first. And of course, your little grip on the bottom will keep it from sliding. You push your hand on top. The chopper is a great one to do at any parties or home parties for demonstrations or live videos. And honestly, I use my chopper all the time. You'll see the next recipe I would normally do with my chopper, but I'm going to use the one just a size smaller. So I'm just going to take the center top off. There's our cucumbers in there. And I'm going to add my strawberries. So, and again, I just kind of measure with my heart. However many I think. That was a big bad boy. I had to cut him in half. He was huge. All right. Everyone in my house loves strawberries, so we're going to add all of those. I'm just going to clear this out of the way. All right, we're going to screw our top back on and give it a couple pulls. And if it won't pull, we can always shake. I don't know if you've ever had trouble where sometimes you just have to do that. Give it a little shake. I'm not going to do it too much because I do have to add a couple more things. So we're going to add Let me grab all my ingredients. I love this recipe because you get to use a bunch of different items. So this is the zest and press. So I'm going to zest a little bit of my lemon in there. You're going to need juice a half of it later. So I'm just going to do a little bit of zesting in there. And again, you just measure with your heart. I know. There is a recipe that originally I followed, but right now I just measure with my heart. All right, so I hope you all have a zest and press. They're currently black, which I love. So you're gonna slice your lemon or lime and you're gonna put it with the cut part down and then just squeeze it right in. So I put half a juice of lemon. And then we are going to do a tablespoon of honey. You do more if you want, depends how sweet you want it. And we're gonna do a little bit, we have half a tablespoon of vanilla. So I'm gonna put that in there. And just a sprinkle of cinnamon. I like to add just a tiny bit of cinnamon in here. Just gives it a little. And then we're gonna mix it again. I'm gonna have a peek because I wanna make sure that those are all chopped up. And voila, you have fruit salsa. So you can serve this with any kind of chips or like baby cookies, the tea biscuits. You can even use the tortilla chips, or you can use your micro pro grill and make little triangle cuts in a tortilla and sprinkle it with cinnamon sugar and bake them in there. Those are really good to dip in here. So here's our fruit salsa. That one is so quick and amazing. We actually made this at the bingo that we had. And it was a hit. Although when we did it there, we mixed it too much, but it was still delicious. All right, so I'm going to show you something that I make every couple days in our house because we love flavored creamer. And I don't know if you know, but when you buy the ones at the store, you can literally leave those on your counter for, I don't even know, like forever, and they don't go bad, which is so weird to me, like what's in them, right? So I prefer to make my own, so I'm going to show you that. So I'm going to use my other chopper. So this size here, and I have the paddle attachment in there. So again, we're going to use a few more items, Tupperware items, just to show you. Wish I had a bigger space. All right, here we go. So we're just going to use sweetened condensed milk, and I'm not going to use the pull tab. I'm going to use my can opener because I want to scrape all that goodness out, and I don't want to wreck my little spatula when I do that. So hopefully you all have a can opener. I can't live without mine. And I hated it at first, but once you figure out how to use it, it's great. So you just open it, click it on so that you can lift it up, turn, and then you'll hear the click. We did hear the click a second ago. My can opener is getting old, so I think I might need a new one, and then you open again, and then you just take this little tip on the end, and you're going to put that on there, and it lifts it right up, which is fabulous. And there's no sharp edges, which I love. I can run my finger along there. So I'm just going to pour this in. And then that way I can also, because this is a smaller container, I'm only going to use half. And then normally I put the whole thing in and I would scrape it out. So I'm going to add my cream. You can use whatever percentage of cream or milk or oat milk or whatever it is that you like. This is just what my family likes, the 10%. And then I don't sell Epicure or anything, but I do love it. So I like this Epicure pumpkin spice. So I am going to put a tablespoon of that in. Oops, sorry, that was loud. So I put a little tablespoon of that in. I'm getting low on it because I make this quite a bit. And I'm also going to put a little bit of vanilla in. So again, measure with your heart. You put in what you want and your own flavors. I also sometimes will add the simple syrups that you get. You can buy them at Winners or wherever, and they add a nice flavor as well. But then salted caramel ones. So you just make it however to whatever flavor you want. And then, whoops, I might have filled it too much. Let's give it a couple quick pulls. Okay. And it is delicious. And then we don't have to add sugar or anything because it's already sweetened. And I like to put it in our nice little large dispenser. So I'm just going to pour that in there. And then it's ready to go for tomorrow morning's coffee or cold brew. It is so delicious. My kids love this, and it's easy to pour, and it doesn't take up a lot of room in the fridge, which is great. Absolutely love that. So there you go. You just pop it up and you can pour it, add it to your coffee. I'm a big coffee drinker and I love cold brew too, iced coffee, whatever. So yeah, there you go. Homemade creamer that you don't have to buy at the store, and you know exactly what's in it, which is sweet. Now, I wanted to also show you a couple things. I'm just going to move some stuff out of my way. What I store all of my Great Master accessories in is the tote. Okay, so I have all the pieces in here, and with this one, this was my grater, so I add the base in here as well. And I put the seal on, and I put them all in one drawer. I have sticks in there, so I have all of them, which is great. So, and then my other one is for my spiralizer. So I would put all the attachment in here once it's clean and away. I just have the one base that I connect to all of them, but I wanted to share that with you because these aren't available all of the time, but when they are, they're a great grab. And that's how I store all my parts from my Great Master. I want to show you another little trick that I do. So my family loves lasagna. So quite often when I make one in my Ultra Pro lasagna pan, I will make another and I'll build it right in here. I don't have one right now that's frozen that I can actually show you. So I would freeze it, and then when we're ready to have it, I just write on there with a chalk pen that you get from the dollar store. And I would pull it out and maybe put it in the fridge for a couple hours or whatever till it got a little bit thawed, but not too much. Then I would pull the seal off this. I would put the lid from my Ultra Pro on it. And because it's still pretty much frozen, I'm going to tip it over. And then I can pull this off because it's pliable, which is great because these are on sale. So it's a softer plastic. So you should be able to pop it off. And then so your lasagna is now going to be upside down on here, but it's still formed because it's still mostly frozen. And then you just put this part on top and flip it over, and it's ready to go in the oven. And that's the trick I use when I do lasagnas because they're a lot of work. So when you're making one, you might as well make another one. And I literally just build it right into the freezer mate. And I just make sure that it's at room temperature, or I might throw it in the fridge so that the container and the food is all the same temperature when you put it in the freezer. That's the trick. So let me just take the spotlight off for a second so I can see if there's any questions. So you can still sort of see me. I'll take the spotlight off and see if there was any. Oh, sorry. I didn't know how to take the background off. I don't know how that happened, Lisa. But hopefully you were able to see enough. If I held it up, I hope that you were able to see it. So any questions or anything? Oh, there's something in the chat. Thank you, Carmen. Great recipes. I wanted to do another one, but it involved the chopper as well. And then I'd have to be cleaning it as I was going. So I'm going to stop recording right now.